I caught a girl stealing yesterday, and when I did, she ran out of the store crying. This girl started talking to me, and I was like, wow, she looks really freaking familiar. The more I looked at her is finally when I realized who she was. I got that in my eye. This girl had stolen from us before. It was from one of like the first weeks I had worked there. The first time I spent like an hour with her, getting her an entire new skincare routine and makeup routine. She was telling me her backstory, what kind of skin type she has, all this stuff. And I was just picking out items from all around the store, and she was putting them in her basket. At the end of the interaction, she said, all right, I'm just gonna like go over here and decide what I want to get and what I don't want to get. She like went into this corner and then left, and I was like following her because I'm like, does she like have something with her? Like, is she paying like somewhere else? It was just really weird because I couldn't find any of her stuff. When I finally did find her stuff, it was in this corner, and literally everything I had recommended to her was just sitting in this corner, and a couple of the boxes were empty. Definitely felt betrayed, to say the least. When I saw her at the store yesterday, my breath was kind of like, I was like scared. I was like, no way she came back. Sure enough, she tried doing the same thing. But this time was so much weirder. The first time it happened, I was by myself. The second time, we had 3 girls on her, giving that customer service, being like, what do you need help with? Blah, blah, blah. She's just playing into it, like asking us questions, and she's like telling us her backstory. But of course, the one that she told me was different than the one she told my coworker. Some of the products that I recommended last time that she did, like she said she didn't like, she had in her basket this time. But like, get this. It was like we were playing a game of like hide and seek with her. She would pick out items from like around the store, put it in her basket, and then like put it somewhere else around the store. So bizarre. I don't know if she was doing that to like try to distract us or something. Just made her look more suspicious, obviously. So us 3 girls are just following her around the store, picking up the items that she's just like dropping and like picking up and stuff. I eventually had to call her manager because she went into an aisle with something in her hand, and she came out of the aisle not in her hand anymore. I asked my coworker, I'm like, should I call like our boss? She's like, I don't know. So I was like, she literally just shoved it in her bag. So I went in the corner and I was like, hey, there's like somebody sneakily putting items into her bag in Sephora. This is when my heart literally started pounding. After I went on the radio and like said that, I realized she was literally like right next to me. So I was like, shit, like, did she hear me? And then I like got scared for myself. I'm like, what if she heard me? Like, what is she gonna do now? So my boss comes and he's just like, stay on her, like keep giving her customer service, make sure she doesn't like steal anything else. And obviously I'm freaking out. I don't want to do that. That's like scary and awkward. He had this like big, like puffy black bag. So at this point, she doesn't have anything in her hands. And I don't think she put too much in the black bag except like one item. But she starts like walking really fast towards the front of the store. Walk after her. And I really wasn't even going to say anything, but she ends up turning around. Her eyes were filled with water. She was totally about to just bawl right in front of me. She knew we were on to her. Obviously really flustered. And she was like, I have to just like finish my shopping and I'll be right back. Obviously never came back. So I told my boss, okay, she's out of my section. She's like going this way. He followed her to make sure she like wasn't going anywhere else, like with more items. I think when she realized he was onto her also, that's when she started like booking it. She was already walking really fast, but this time she actually booked it like out of the store. Needless to say, I do not think she will be coming back. At the end of the night, we had to scan everything that she like misplaced or like attempted to steal. The total ended up being $882. She got away with like at least one thing. It's safe to say she'll never be doing it again, at least not at our store. Goodbye.
Has anyone else noticed that like every time you go into Sephora now, it's just all little girls?
Yeah, Sephora employee here. Not only is it little girls, but it's little girls with no motherfucking respect. Like, where the fuck are y'all parents? These little children come in there like they run shit. I kid y'all not, this little girl, while I was assisting another guest, walked up in front of my guest. Didn't say hi, didn't say excuse me. She just proceeded to shove a Rare Beauty blush in my face and asked me, do you guys have this in the shade? I don't know what shade it is, this shade. Me and my client were just astonished. Like, did she really just do that? So me trying to keep my composure, I'm like, I was kind of in the middle of helping somebody out right now, but I can take care of that when I'm done. And she's like, really quick, I gotta go. Like, I just need this one shade. So my client's just like, just go. Because, you know, we're both getting annoyed at this point. When I tell y'all, I turned around and looked at the Rare Beauty end cap, there was like 6 of that one blush color. The bitch didn't even look. And not only that, her friend came. Her friend needs another color. She comes and shoves it in my face. Yeah, and I need this one too. It's not there. I looked. So I had to do a double take, like, you know, just to really make sure it wasn't there, because y'all be lying. Like, shit really do be there in y'all face and y'all be saying it's not. And it really wasn't. I'll give her that. So I went in the drawer to grab the blush under her. Y'all, her friend, dead ass, hit me in my fucking head trying to grab another blush. I looked up at her. She didn't even say sorry. Like, she was just looking at me like I was like a fucking peasant or something. Like, these kids seriously make me want to reevaluate my whole entire job. This is like their top 4, I want to say. Glow Recipe, Drunk Elephant, Rare Beauty, and Sol de Janeiro. If any little girl walks up to me and says, do you have... I didn't even say, let me take you there. And it's funny because I literally just made a video about this, but I don't know, whatever they put in Drunk Elephant and Glow Recipe needs to be studied. Like, why are these little kids going so crazy for that shit? Like, it's not even made for them. And it's always specifically the 9 to 13-year-olds. Like, and then on top of that, these kids be having more money than I have in my bank account in their wallet. They open their wallet. How much is that? Like, where are you getting this money from? You're 10 years old. And parents, before you send your child into Sephora, send that bitch in with some respect.
Am I the only one who doesn't blame these 10-year-olds for going feral over Sephora? Like, I don't blame these 10-year-olds wanting to go into Sephora and buy, like, all of these popular products because they've been influenced, just like we have. Because why is there a bunch of 10-year-olds running around making, like, skincare smoothies? Where are your parents? And why do you have a credit card? And one of the reasons why I refer to them as 10-year-olds because these kids are under the age of 13. And the only reason why I'm, like, bothered by it is because, like, they're buying retinol and products that can ruin their skin potentially, and their parents are just letting them do it. But it's not their fault that their parents are uneducated. Like, pretty much is that I just need the parents to watch their kids. And I have met a lot of sweet 10-year-olds in Sephora, but 2 out of 3 of them are so freaking rude. But I also feel like influencers should promote products for young skin as well, because half of their following is people younger than 13. But again, I have nothing against them getting into makeup and skincare because I was into it at their age as well. But it's just, we need to find things that are safe for your skin. And I feel like influencers and parents need to take action. I hope this cleared up some things, and I love you guys.
Okay, story time, because I finally understand why you guys are scared of the 10-year-olds in Sephora. So I live in New York, and Sephora is only like a couple blocks from me down the street. And it's in one of the most popular shopping areas in all of Manhattan, so it's usually super busy. But when I went yesterday, there was like no one there. It was me and 2 other girls. And of course, all of the Sephora employees. I'm loving it. I'm having the best time. I can pick out my things without anyone in the way until I hear the door open. It was this massive group of girls, and they had to be like 9, 10, maybe 11. Anyways, they were very, very, very young. And when I say a massive group, I mean a massive group. There had to be like, I don't know, 26 little girls and only 2 adults. Where are all these little girls' parents? Anyways, they come running into Sephora and immediately start like grabbing things off the shelf, screaming, running around. I hate to say it, but the stereotype is true. They ran right to Drunk Elephant. Thankfully, before they came in, I was able to grab the last Drunk Elephant sunscreen off the shelf. So it was already in my basket. Well, somehow these little girls knew I had the last one in my basket. 2 of them came running up to me and they were like, "Hi, excuse me, do you have a Drunk Elephant sunscreen?" And I'm thinking, yes, but I'm buying it. This is my sunscreen. Well, I'm talking to these 2 little girls, trying to be nice, telling them like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I really need this sunscreen. I picked it out first." This other little girl is sneaking up behind me and she steals the sunscreen out of my basket. Of course, I wasn't guarding my basket or looking at it because I didn't think little girls would be stealing from it. I didn't even see it get stolen. So of course I walk away thinking, okay, that was weird, but at least I still have my Drunk Elephant sunscreen. Then I get to the checkout and start putting my items on the counter and realize it is no longer in my basket. I get out of line and start looking around thinking maybe it fell out somewhere. As I'm looking through the aisles, this little girl walks by me, pulls out the sunscreen and goes, "Looking for something?" She was literally holding my Drunk Elephant sunscreen. I immediately go talk to one of the Sephora employees because I don't know what is happening. And thankfully they have access to store cameras in the back on this little iPad. She rolls back the tape and I was right. This 10-year-old literally stole the Drunk Elephant sunscreen from my basket that was in my hand. So yeah. Now I understand why you guys are all talking about the 10-year-olds at Sephora. Because I still can't understand how somebody could actually do that, let alone a 10-year-old. Because they didn't actually do it and this story is all fake.
I am all here. I am all here for the beef with these Sephora kids. And no, I'm not crying. I've just been very, very sick. Listen, these 10-year-old Madeline McKinsleys, they need to be banned from Sephora. Everyone's saying, like, what happened to kids' stores? Like, is Justice and Claire's even in business anymore? Why are we letting our kids walk around like they're 30 years old? You're 10. You're 10. You don't need any kind of skincare. You don't need any kind of makeup. And I understand wanting that stuff and wanting to feel older, because when we were all 10 or 12, we wanted to feel older. But that is what that play makeup was for. That's what helped us feel older. That's what helped us pretend to be adults. Okay? None of us were actually out there buying $50 makeup palettes or friggin' Drunk Elephant skincare. And here's what gets me. The worst part is, Sorry, a little snack break. The worst part is these products that these girls are lining up to buy, that these girls are clogging up the Sephora lines to buy, are not even good products. Like, girlfriend, if you are going to spend $80 worth of your parents' money, at least buy a good product. At least buy something that would be beneficial to you. It's not even like these things are investments, because they're not. Drunk Elephant is a crap brand. If you want a skincare routine, I have no problem with a 10-year-old wanting to build a good skincare routine. Like, I love skincare. I totally get it. I don't think there should be an age limit on skincare. But what I will say is Cetaphil or CeraVe, even with their boring packaging, those are going to work just fine for you. If you want something prettier, go with Pacifica. Pacifica is semi-affordable, and it's cute packaging. They've got good products and ingredients. Like, do you see what I'm saying here? The difference between a 10-year-old Sephora girl and actual adults is actual adults can tell the difference between something that's going to be beneficial to them and something that's not. And even if the adults want to buy something that's like purely foolish, I mean, they've got jobs. Or they're parents like me who work 24/7 and don't make their own money. But you bet your booty I'm going to treat myself once in a while. I've changed enough diapers to earn a spot in that line at Sephora. You don't see me breaking into your McDonald's Place birthday party. You don't see me breaking into your bounce house. You don't see me clogging up the lines at Disneyland, because I know my place in society. It's not in that line at Disney. It's in the Sephora line. Some things have to be earned. I've missed my shot to go clog up the lines at Disneyland. I'm too old for that now. I'm a big girl now. I go into Sephora the day after Christmas, which was my mistake. Okay, bad idea on my end. I know that. I take responsibility for that. It is just a sea. It is a sea of 10-year-old girls in their Lululemons and their platform Uggs. And they are all excited about the same thing. And it just makes me wonder, like, what are you doing? What are you doing, though? Do you know how much stuff you can buy for $80? I mean, in this economy, it's not a lot. But I'm saying you could buy an entire Pacifica skincare routine for $80. Rather than one freaking viral moisturizer. I'm not saying 10-year-olds are unintelligent, but what I am saying is, like, your brain just isn't there yet, and that's okay. That's what McDonald's Place is for. That's what Claire's and Justice are for. Now, if your brain has fully developed and you have fully experienced what depression feels like, I mean, then we can chat. Then, yeah, we can sit in that Sephora line and buy dumb crap. I'm right there with you, girlfriend. But there are just some things you have to experience in life first before you get to skip straight to the Sephora line. The Sephora line is for the mentally ill adults who have lost hope in life and think that an eyeshadow palette is going to give them a little bit of joy. That's what the Sephora line is for. It's not for the little Lululemon platform Ugg girls. Some of us have depression. Sorry, I'm really digging these Fruit Loops. And listen, Fruit Loops don't have an age limit, so I don't want to hear about it in my comments. And yes, I eat them dry. Yeah, I'm tired. Don't even start with me.
As an ex-Sephora employee, I am a victim of 12 and 13-year-olds inside Sephora. I'm so glad that we're finally discussing this issue that Sephora has with children visiting their stores. Because honestly, there's a couple experiences working as a retail employee that just feel very degrading and belittling. But nothing tops it better than a 10-year-old literally viewing you as their assistant, their personal shopper, and then they continue to yell at you. Sephora was literally traumatic when it came to children because we always had teenagers running around. We had little children ask us about Drunk Elephant retinol, acids. Like, there is no reason why an actual child would need acids on their face. Like, your skin is already perfect as it is. What are you using retinol for? Literally come into our store, ruin and destroy all of our testers, open up brand new products, either steal them or just absolutely use them as testers and make fun of us. I've literally had children and laugh in my face, make fun of me to my face, talk down on my skin or my makeup. There are actual bullies. And what am I gonna do? Beef a child? Yes, but I'm on the clock, so I can't. This one customer, and it was very clear that she was a spoiled kid. This kid was absolutely an asshole. And honestly, she deserves to be called that because she was so mean. She would always come in, demand that we give her all the products that she wants, and she wasn't even doing it in a nice way. She would literally come in as if like someone is her personal shopper, and she would fully talk down on us. She would buy the entire store, and it would almost come across as this like degrading way, like, yeah, look at you peasants working here, but I'm like 10 and I'm gonna buy the entire Drunk Elephant retinol and acid. Like, for what? I hate children inside Sephora. The reason why I avoid going to Sephora is because I am afraid of teenagers and kids. Not to mention that this is psychological marketing. I posted a video on my acne. An actual child, an 8-year-old boy, said that no one would ever find me attractive because I wore makeup. You're 8. I posted a video on my acne. A little 10-year-old told me to start using retinol and wash my face. You guys are children. Go watch Arthur.